Listen up, you blundering fools. It's time for the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. Get all the toy talk your evil heart could desire from these nincompoops. Jason, Elgin, and Spoody.
Yo, Joe, and welcome to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast, where a group of friends get together to talk about one of our shared loves,
hot dogs.
Toy collecting. That's right. We're here to celebrate how these little colorful pieces of hot dogs can transform you into a little hot dog again.
Aww.
If this is your first time listening to us,
I relish that moment.
oh, God. Or watching us on YouTube, where you should definitely probably go there. First of all, thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it, don't we?
Catch up on episodes.
Oh, Jesus. You're also going to learn soon enough that Elgin's hilarious.
I don't know about that.
And also, we are not toy experts. We're enthusiasts, so we're not always going to get the details right. And speaking of details, let me introduce everyone. Hi, I'm Jason. That's me. There's Elgin.
That's me.
And there's Spoody.
It's not Elgin.
That's right. Oh, gosh.
Many were confused.
This week, we're diving into the vibrant world of toy repaints, whether it's giving a classic figure a fresh coat or transforming a character into a new version altogether. Repaints have become a beloved and sometimes controversial aspect of toy collecting. Repaints.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
Sure is.
Later on, Elgin's going to take us on a tour of a toy store, and it's going to be so cool. Mm-hmm. That's right. And then lastly, we'll hear from you guys with Spoody on your thoughts on repaints, and I can't wait to hear all those comments. You can follow us on all the social media platforms, including Patreon, and those links can be found at our super sweet website, cracktasticplastic.com. And while you're surfing the interwebs, be sure to stop by our sponsors page, toyhacks.com, for all your repro label needs. They also have an armory there where you can get some toy-accurate 3D printed weaponry and tons of amazing sticker sets for your toys. We also have a monthly contest that Elgin is going to tell you all about.
Yeah, every month we give away a $5 coupon to Toy Hacks. We usually post a picture on all of our social media pages. You can either comment or draw or something, but the main thing is going out to that post and commenting.
Entering the contest.
Yeah, and actually commenting on it so that we can pick what you say or do and then give you a $5 coupon to Toy Hacks to spend at Toy Hacks.
We love doing that. Thank you, Elgin.
You're
That's
welcome, Jason.
toyhacks.com. But right now we're going to talk about what toys we picked up lately in a segment we call Thrill of the Hunt.
Listen up, you fools. If anyone knows more about searching for the most unique items in the world, it's me, Cobra Commander. In my reign as Cobra's leader, I have acquired countless items, but those meddling Joes have foiled my attempt at worldwide domination over and over again. But it's the thrill of the hunt that fuels my superb rule of Cobra. Pay attention to my loyal subordinates as they tell you of their latest exploits and acquisitions. It's the thrill of the hunt, Cobra!
All right, let's go over to Spoody. What have you picked up lately, pal?
Some things.
Cool.
Show us.
That was mine.
Yeah.
So Mr. Elgin. It's right there. Picked me up from, where was it? Dollar General?
Dollar Tree.
Dollar Tree. So even better.
Even cheaper.
There's 5 G1 Transformer figure. I mean, they're like PVC figures. They don't transform or move or anything.
Statues.
But they have a little foily card with them too. There's a Soundwave, a Shitface, Starscream, a Megatron, Optimus Prime with no painted windows.
These are exactly the same toys they just had.
Yeah.
But they're so different now.
Because they have a card.
A bonus added. A
Foil
bonus
card.
yeah.
Look at that shininess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
And then-
$1.25 each.
Yeah, and then I haven't opened it yet because I just got it also. Someone snagged a 2-pack with the Legacy, Dead End and Skullgrin 2-pack that was like what $13 or something.
Yeah.
When they were like $25 a piece or something when they first came out.
Yeah.
Got that. Haven't opened any. Seen them before.
A lot of those came out, I think, during Christmas time.
Yeah.
It's like hey, get your kid a 2-pack Transformers.
And then I got the coolest one I got is the Titans Returns broadside triple changer. He doesn't have, was it Skywarp, I think is a little tiny jet that doesn't transform but goes on the deck when he is in his aircraft carrier mode.
He's cool.
That's cool.
He showed up in the cartoon a lot, like way out of proportion size-wise.
Oh, yeah.
Like a super giant jet that all the Transformers could fit in, and he'd carry them from planet to planet kind of thing in jet mode.
Interesting.
But he's cool. I always liked his colors, that red and gray, and then seeing that translucent blue throughout his cockpit and the gun is neat.
And he's pretty faithful to the original design.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
he's over there, which mine does. It's in there somewhere. Can't get him. Yeah. Mine's actually missing the cockpit, like the little blue plastic.
Bummer.
Yeah. That's all I got.
All right, Elgin.
Well, I brought don't mind the stuff in front. That's the topic. Later on in the show. So I brought a bunch of the Mutant Mayhem Ninja Turtles. I opened all of the 2-packs, so they made a basically like a battle pack, 2-pack figures with a background diorama that you can connect together. It was a collect and connect set. So basically, you can have like a street scene when you connect all 4 pieces together. So you have like a continuous street with like storefronts and everything. So I'm basically putting those on my shelf. So it's like a background, and I'm going to put the figures and stuff for other things in front of it. So I got them all 4. I found all 4 turtles. So that's the key.
Yep.
is finding all 4. And I got them all on sale. They're all half off. That's good. Elginomics. So, two key things: getting on clearance and getting all 4. So, so each turtle came with a bad guy, a villain to fight. So,
and aren't they all a little different than the single releases? Right?
Yeah. So these are basically all like battle damaged. If you want to think of them like that. I'll show the turtles here first, then get to the villains. So basically all of them. So we have Leonardo, kind of basically some scratches and stuff and dirt on him. So another repaint. So you have that. I forgot to pass them around. Then we got Raph, and like I said, he's battle damage. The kind of nice thing with this is that they didn't come with the extra weapons like on the weapons rack. Mm-hmm. So I already have all the weapons anyway. I don't really need more of the same weapons. They just gave them their basic weapons, like their katanas or their sais or their bow staff and all that stuff. So that was kind of nice. It was just their main weapon. It's like I don't need more things to lose. One set is fine. So basically, yeah, they're all kind of battle damaged, and they're all kind of similar to what they looked like before, just with like scratches and stuff on them. So you got all 4 of those turtles. So each one, like I said, came with a villain. I didn't really have any of the villains because originally, when I was looking at these, I love the movie Mutant Mayhem, and I just wanted to get the 4 turtles and be like, okay, that's good.
They're also
Michelangelo looks special.
Yeah, he does. But I can't help that, I guess. I did see somebody painted like their eyes fully white, like a comic book style, where like,
the masks.
Yeah, right. which was kind of cool because it kind of gave him like that more, which they did in the movie. Like at the
Ninja
beginning of the movie,
yeah.
they had him like looking like that. So, yeah, all their weapons will fit on them as well. It's kind of, which Josh is doing right now. Anyway, so one of the villains came. I think Leonardo came with this one. This is Superfly. Ice Cube voiced him in the movie, and he comes with a little laser gun that fell off. And they each have weapons as well, like they're a single weapon. So he has like a little laser pistol thing, gun thing, some translucent wings, and a giant claw hand and everything. So he was the main bad guy in The Leader in the movie. If you've seen the movie, I guess.
So good.
And then we got Bebop. And he's got kind of his drill gun, reminiscent of the vintage figure. And all of these figures are battle damaged as well, so they're
Little hands.
yeah, battle damage from like the original releases of these figures because they were single carded figures as well that came out. So there's Bebop. And then we got Rocksteady. Looks like he's shooting himself because his gun doesn't really fit in his hand that well. And I believe John Cena voices Rocksteady. Can't remember who voices Bebop. So there he is there. And of course we have Leatherhead. That's kind of different. They made her, because it's not voiced by Rose Byrne, Australian. I think he was originally Cajun.
Yeah.
In the original cartoon. But she is also battle damaged.
Just love the art style of this movie, and these toys are exact.
Yeah, that's the one nice thing is that they look exactly like they did in the movie, which is kind of nice.
It's a really cool thing.
Yeah. Especially with and like I said, I wasn't really looking to get any villains, but having a 2-pack with those scenes and getting kind of a different version of battle damage, so you could do like a before and after. You could, have them since I have the regular figures, the turtles, like before the fight, after the fight, and they have like damage. So it'd be kind of a interesting thing if somebody wanted to do something like that as well for toy photography, I guess.
The other big question everyone's thinking: are you going to get the rest of the villains now that you got a good start on them?
No,
unless they're on clearance.
Yeah, I don't know if I can get them on clearance.
Oh,
but I mean, I wish they would do
2 for 1
2-pack stuff, but
oh yeah,
I don't know if they will. I do have the Pizza Fire Van, which I got on clearance, and one of the cycles, the sewer cycle, also on clearance. Still looking for that Ninja Kick one that doesn't seem to be on clearance anywhere.
You need to start collecting toys that actually like go on clearance.
yeah,
Yeah. You get more that way.
yeah.
For as little, but yeah. That's all I brought because I got limited space for all the other stuff, topic stuff.
All right, yeah. I went to Des Moines Con last weekend, Des Moines big Comic Con, and
Yeah.
I've got thoughts, but
Okay.
I'll try to keep them to a minimum. I love. I don't know if I want to get into it. I love that anime has swept the youth of today.
Sure.
And it's still around. I just don't know where it came from and how it's still here. It's like,
I think Japan.
no, I know that part. But like that's all it was. There were like 2 or 3 booths that had toys.
Mostly anime.
Out of
like
200 booths.
Pokemon cards and other.
And little chibi
Playing.
things and little anime this and anime that and that, which is again full of kids. It was great. It was cool. I love it. That I wished, could have been exposed to that as young as they
Sure.
are getting it. So there wasn't a lot for me there, really.
Yeah.
And so all I ended up getting, there was a third-party Transformer seller there, which was great. And I spent the most time talking to him than anyone. We were just talking Transformers the whole time. But he didn't really I don't do third-party really, but I'm like, if there was a Starscream there or something, I might have. But
Sure.
I didn't end up getting something. So Here's what I get in those situations. I just get decorations. Here's some tin signs.
Yeah.
Just Autobot, Decepticon signs.
Cool.
Yeah, like $10 a piece. Nothing crazy, but
Yeah.
Do you even have anywhere to put them up?
no, I got some room on a door. Yeah, or a bathroom.
They're metal. Will be fine.
Yeah. They'll rust.
It'll
Patina.
look good.
Patina.
Yeah. Battle damage.
See a Starscream, buy a Starscream. Actually, Tiffany got this from me from Dollar General. I thought I had this, but I did not. And not only is this, I forget what they call it, Authentics. This is the line, the Dollar General, Dollar Tree type line, Authentics. Sure. The super kitted version, but they changed them a bit. Plus, this is neat packaging, so it'll look really good on the wall. I like it. And Tiffany got it for me. So
Speaking of Tiffany, she made this shirt for me.
Look at that.
Jason gave me as well.
She did.
It's the Masters of the Elgenomics.
Yeah, she was doing some she makes shirts and stuff, and we were in the make shirts aisle, and I'm like, they have glow in the dark stuff, and then it just was like, oh, I know what we need to do. Yeah. And then 2 days later, we had a shirt. Yeah.
So shout out to her for
thanks, Joe. Speaking of, I Magic the Gathering put out some Transformers stuff, and I was able to just buy this separately on, I think, Amazon Prime.
Cool.
Just a Starscream card. I don't do magic or anything. I don't know what any of that means on there, but it's Starscream, and it's small, and it'll fit on my Starscream section.
Sweet.
Oh, yeah. Tiffany got me this, too. The Pocket Pop keychain pops. This is a little Leatherface that I didn't actually have. So
I got
that's like two
Pocket Pops.
Yeah, I do, too. And I'll just say she's not frustrated, but, it's hard to shop for me.
Yeah, I know.
So she got two. She got two things.
That
was pretty good.
Luck. Yeah.
And then before I get into other things, I think I didn't realize I didn't have this Universe Thundercracker because I kind of half-assedly started a Wing Wednesday hashtag for our pages, and so things with wings, and I was going to do like all 3 Seekers, and I have lots of sets of those.
Sure.
And that gives me lots of Wednesdays. But then I went to start doing it, and I'm like, shit, I don't have this guy. So finally got him. He's neat, just kind of based on the old Tetrajet. He's got neat little underslung cannon guns.
Cool.
Universe, that one is. Yep. And then, speaking of Wing Wednesday, right up front here, pretty excited. I know, like, right before they announced this dude, I was like, it's a Beast Wars character, Magmatron. And I'm not a big Beast Wars guy, but I remember finding it and like, Spooty, you gotta see this Beast of Beast combiner thing. And I know I sent you like pictures of like the original Beast Wars guy. Yeah. And I was just like, because he just looks so mean and tough. You look at his face, and it just anything with wings, whether it's actual wings or door wings or plain wings, I don't know, man. That aesthetic's so cool to me. And there's nothing like this with the wings set so high, and it's just so bizarre. It's 3 dinosaurs that make up one giant badass Magmatron. The unique thing is that the dinosaurs don't have an alt mode. They're just dinosaurs, or they're this.
Really?
So that's a neat, weird thing. But cool. And then, I got some more things. But they kind of go into today's topic of repaints. I got this set the other day called the Dramatic Capture Series, the Decepticon Nemesis Bridge Set.
It's a mouthful.
And so I know. So Takara's putting this line together, Dramatic Capture Series, and they're doing some other ones too. Mm-hmm. They said series, so there's going to be more. But the Decepticon Nemesis Bridge Set. So remember in the movie, like they're getting on the Nemesis to take off to chase the Autobots, and it's just basically the 3 big leader guys.
Oh. Yeah.
But they're all repaints. And so up first we got Soundwave. He's a really similar to that Netflix version. It is the Netflix version, but they trying to remember what they
Almost looks
changed.
like a premium finish.
Yep, premium finish. They like put some red in his little bullet holes and on his gun. This gun, they don't have the red stripe, which is different. I think there's some red. This little paint on his shoulders is a little different. I think the shade of gray is also a tiny bit lighter. Just more screen accuracy. Just each step they do, they just make it a little more.
And then shiny paint.
Shinier paint, and same with Laserbeak. Just the paint on the little birdies. Just better paint, and it's coming from Takara over there. It's just better. And then we got Shockwave. He's a different shade of purple. I think he's lighter. I'm trying to remember. And then like his legs and his on the original toy, that cannon, like the cover of the cannon, is his backpack is a light gray now, and it just used to be all kind of purple before in that original version. And he doesn't come with all that extra armor or bull crap, and just a nice, neat version, more accurate. And then when I really noticed the finish is on this Megatron, and like I said, I've got like 47 versions of this Earthrise Megatron, and like this is 100,000,000% the best one out of all of them. Just that there's just a shiny silver grayness on him that's just unreal. He's got like it's dumb, just the color scheme on his little ab buttons. It's just such a little thing, but like is so accurate. Just that red and blue and that.
Yeah.
Just it's dumb, but you can just see that the way the shimmer of that silver. It's not that good on any of the others for sure.
And he turns into a tank, I'm guessing.
Yep. I think his face is a little more, I don't know, just more accurate too.
Yeah.
But man, he looks like a badass Megatron. And definitely different comparatively. And
yeah.
Two more. Then there's this other pack that Takara put out called Ghost Starscream versus Haunted Waspinator. And they've been doing this even back in the Beast Wars days, even though I don't have a lot. Like they did a lot of versus packs, just characters that would to re-release stuff and make 2-packs and get more money. But people liked them, and there's this little scene where the Ghost of Starscream comes back and fights Waspinator, and so I have this original version, but the green's darker, the brownish bronze on his legs is deeper and richer. The gold on his butt is goldier. His eyes, a little purple, it's just subtle. It's subtle on that one, but
This is the.
oh yeah, here's you can see him in person. So it's some people, get bent out of shape over less, but yeah, like the yellow versus gold, definitely you can tell, and that green is just more cartoony green versus this deeper, darker green. Yeah.
I think I like this newer one.
Yep.
Better.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Comparing these two,
For sure.
it just, I don't know.
Again, subtle, but yeah. And then so he came in a 2-pack with my first I've got a phone. Ghost Starscream. I don't think I have a clear one, and this one was based on that was the Kingdom mold of Waspinator, and this is the Studio Series version of Starscream, where the Coronation Starscream, which is a little different than the Earthrise one. He's got like different molded hands with fingers that move and extend, and he's got a different head. He's got Thundercracker's head with his open yelling mouth, and then they changed the Decepticon symbol to red, but most of it's clear. There's a little bit of opaqueness, but do you call it a repaint? I don't know about that, but he's definitely my prettiest one, and it's just such a neat concept. Scary as hell to play with and transform because it'll eventually be brittle.
Yeah.
But isn't he neat?
It's like holding him against the light is awesome. Like you have to
Uh-huh.
have him like backlit almost.
Yeah, I saw some pictures online of just some cool lighting effects under him or behind him that
don't want to actually do.
yeah, neat. And so
Very
they've
cool.
they've made lots of versions of this Ghost Starscream, and that's the
Yeah.
first one. Oh, I guess I got a Super 7 one that's kind of sparkly and stuff.
Okay.
But
There's a version of this guy too, where he's like dark.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys. So there's one way to repaint something is to give it a premium finish.
Sure.
Push towards more cartoon accuracy,
Sure.
or going the other way and more of a original toy accuracy. Just releasing the same exact mold of a toy, but painting it different. Do you like it? Do you not like it? For it?
There
You
are
against it?
There are times I don't.
All
for
or
sure.
nothing. Which one is it? I'm just kidding.
It's not all or nothing. There's a bunch of gray area, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, with these turtles, these
Colorblind.
yeah, exactly,
Uh-huh.
exactly. With these turtles, it's literally just they just added some battle damage. I mean,
Right.
it's literally the same exact toy except they just painted on some scars.
That feels more cash grabby, right?
Yeah, and put it against a versus. It's like a versus like yours.
Yep.
It definitely. That's why it's like I'm waiting till it went on clearance. I'm like, I'm not
Yeah.
going to pay full price.
Yeah.
It looked cool, but I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to pay full price for something that is literally just a repaint of. And there's like nothing new added really,
Really.
other than some paint. The one. So I have a bunch of stuff out here.
I knew Motu had some, but I just didn't
Yeah.
gather that they really had as many as they do.
Now, when they make a different character, it feels a little more accepting. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Than some of them. One I recently opened was this Man-at-Arms.
Whoa.
So here's the regular Man-at-Arms. What he looks like most of these are Origins. I have like one vintage one out here, but so this is what a normal Man-at-Arms Origin figure would look like. Okay, he's got that kind of green clothing. It's supposed to be clothing, and then his armor, that kind of orangish armor, and that's normal head, his hat. They recently put out a snake armor, snake capture, whatever it's called. It's part of the Snakeman series. So in 2000X, I think during the second season, they started doing Rise of the Snakeman, basically. And King Hiss was coming back and all this stuff. And you had everything was Snakeman related.
Yeah.
So this is kind of a nod to the 2000X show, but it's literally a repaint. Not only is his armor repainted, but his clothing or his body. They kept a couple pieces, which when I opened this up, I'm like, why didn't they just color it the same as the upper shoulder pad? But his forearm is the same color as the original, and his shin guard is the same color as the original. Why couldn't you keep it the same as
Right. That's a good question.
his body and his shoulder?
And the
Did
answer is...
did they run out of paint?
yeah.
Or I mean, what's the deal?
That's a choice.
But I mean, this one is just straight up repaint. There's
So it's not a new character. It's
It's
still
still
Man-at-Arms, just in a
He's
different
just-
line.
yeah, because he's an inventor, he's
Later.
a scientist. When they start fighting all these snake men, I gotta invent a new weapon to fight snakes. So he has a new weapon. It's like a snake capture thing, but it's still the same character. It's still Man-at-Arms. He's just now
He's upgraded himself, so
snake
repaint.
guy. Yeah, so a straight repaint. So it's like, that's feels like a cash grab. With Roboto,
Yeah, whoa.
this was what the vintage. This is an Origin one as well. What the vintage one looked like was similar to this as well. So the vintage figure looked like that. What they ended up doing was coming out with this other one, which was a mini comic version. So what they like doing a lot too is making the figure look like what they look like in the mini comic that came with the vintage figure.
I kind of like that one more.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
so
used to the blue and red, but
yeah, I wish.
But yeah,
Yeah. So what they didn't do
it's cool.
in the blue and red one was put his heart in his chest like they did in the vintage figure. Instead, they
This was
just
a chance to fix that mistake.
yeah, and they didn't. Yeah, all they did was put his heart on the outside, which is he looks accurate to the mini comic, so that's cool.
Yeah.
But it's really the same figure, just repainted. So
Same
I'm
character.
same character, just repainted.
Just different version. Did
Yeah.
they do a lot? Just side note, did they do a lot of mini comic repaints?
They have done a Trapjaw and Triclops and Manny faces so far in Origins.
It's not a ton, but
Oh, and this guy, Stratos.
Stratos.
We got what he'd normally look like in Vintage, and then of course Late Night Stratos,
Late Night Stratos,
which is a mini comic version. So same character, just repainted. And then we have an Evil Lynn. This would be her normal yellow vintage color of the figure, which he would never actually look like in Filmation, but what the vintage figure looked like. And then
A Simpsons character.
yeah, and the 2000X version of what she looks like.
should put a Marge head on her.
And literally just there's nothing other than the color, her body color, and kind of the purple is a little darker and stuff, but same, literally the same.
So you apparently don't hate it because you keep buying both versions.
Well, as a completist,
Yep,
I have to keep buying things.
Yep.
Now the Sorceress is a little different. This would be the normal kind of vintagey color with the kind of the orange and blue and color and white. And then they did this version that was only released with Castle Grayskull. So it was like the special Sorceress, but still Sorceress.
Mm-hmm.
But they just kind of did this transparent wings and kind of all white body, which is cool. You can only get it when you buy Castle Grayskull.
Exclusive.
But
the white is that it's the same character. Does
Same
she
character.
appear in the
I
show?
don't remember her ever
Being
looking
all
like
one
that, but
ghost?
yeah, looking ghost like. This Tila. So,
Oh boy.
So we have regular Tila, and then you have this green version of her. Actually, this is not Tila. This is now a new figure. This is the Green Goddess. So if you go back to the comics, the Green Goddess was the person that actually gave He-Man his sword and his shield, his axe, and his power harness. The power harness is actually where He-Man gets his power from, not really any. So but that's like original comics, like from when they first started. So He-Man is basically just a caveman from a tribe, and he goes out to, save some people, and he runs into the Green Goddess. She gives him all these weapons, and then he becomes He-Man. He takes the sword of He and becomes He-Man. Yeah. So that's a new character. I know.
I didn't write it. He said.
Yeah, I didn't write that stuff. That's just the history of him. But that's a new character. But it's literally the exact same figure, just repainted green as the Green Goddess. But when you come to He-Man, you have once again some new characters, which is like I can feel a little more accepting of it.
When it's a new character.
Yeah. So you have your standard He-Man from Origins there, looking all heroic.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can have the same character and paint him a little differently, and you get Wondar, or Wonder Bread He-Man, or whatever you want to call him. Savage He-Man. And then you can paint him again and become Anti-Eternia He-Man, the opposite of regular He-Man, who his castle is called Hell Skull, and he lives in Anti-Eternia. Kind of like Bizarro World, if you think of it that way.
Speaking of Bizarro.
And then, of course, you have Faker. You can paint him again and turn him into Faker, the robotic exact replica of He-Man that looks exactly like He-Man.
Skeletor colors.
Yeah. and which I never understood why he's like, how would this fool anybody? Doesn't even look like He-Man. It's like
He's really cold. Really cold He-Man.
Yeah, but you get him. So that's a little more accepting for me. Like, okay, we have a new figure. You got take some other parts of things and kind of kit bash it to make
some drastic differences too.
A new figure. One of the kind of vintage figures I have is Beastman and Mossman. So these are the exact same figure, the molds, except they flocked Mossman, and then so if you take off all the flocking of Mossman, he'll basically look like Beastman, but green. It's kind of weird. Like he just looks shiny green if you take off all the flocking. But that's the same mold. His face and
down to the head sculpt. Yeah.
Yep. The body, arms, legs, everything is the same. They just painted him green and put flocking on him, and gave him a different weapon set.
But two very different characters.
Another idea of that same thing is you have Merman and Stinkor. They're both basically the same figure, just repainted, and then added stank to Stinkor, supposedly, but it's the same
and
figure.
Algae to the other.
Yeah, same figure, just repainted and made a new character out of. At the time for vintage figures, well, a lot of this was like, well, we have one mold. How many more figures can we get out of this one mold? Okay, well, let's move some parts around, and now we have a new figure. A lot of that was part swapping, but a lot of it came down to painting new figures as well. I think that's all of the Moti stuff I have. I have some other Final Faction figures because they were cheap as well, and they were a Dollar Tree thing, a toy line, and there's kind of a few of them. I didn't bring all. There's some. They did a regular line, and then they came out with this limited edition gold and Venom figures for the Karn. So the Venom was for the Karn, and the gold was for the Alpha team. So you can have the bad guy Karn leader Diabol. This was his normal kind of red color, and then they made him a Venom version of it with like green and black. He looks a little more menacing, I guess. But these are all most of these are all straight repaints of figures. With Crepitus, the bounty hunter, you have the gray version is the original, and then the Venom version with that green and black as well.
Just because they're Final Faction, it's hard not to think they were completely motivated by making as much money off of one mold as possible.
Yeah. The one cool thing with the repaints are okay, but when they switched to this translucent plastic for this ACRM character, I was like, then it's like, yeah, okay, I'm getting excited now. Cool. I'm getting excited about these repaints, and that's one of the cooler figures that they put out. The same for their leader Steadfast. They made a regular kind of army character guy with the bionic arm, and then they gave him a translucent arm. Ooh. Kind of a Winter Soldier-esque, left arm. So that's kind of a cool thing. And then I just brought Ruck as well, just because he's kind of the standard of what they did for repainting a lot of the figures, giving them that black and gold when it was just kind of army colors. But I definitely prefer if they use some different type of plastic, like translucent or something, to make it pop a little more. Just doing straight repaint is kind of feels lazy, kind of on their part, and feels like they just want to sell more toys.
Which they do.
Yeah, which is fine. It's a business. I understand that, but definitely when they change the characters, using the same parts but repainting them, it does. It feels like a little more effort into it, some creativity put into it. Okay, if we, but because looking at these, especially Merman and Stinkor, looking at their head sculpts,
it can't be the same.
It's there's no way. And you look closer, and it's oh
shit,
yeah, all they did was just paint around that and just paint there, and it's yeah, okay,
it's actually really cool.
Yeah, it's that took some creativity and some effort into it. But yeah, it just when I opened this Man at Arms, I was just like, oh, like,
Why want those silver?
I know. I was just like, well, you could just do all of it.
Just get a Sharpie.
You're already I thought about it.
Spray paint or something.
Yeah, I'm like, just do the rest. Like I could feel more accepting. It's just like, oh, we ran out of everything.
Here's the
parts.
same one you got.
Yeah. It just I don't know. That was really irritating.
Well, Spooty, how do you feel about repaints? Where's your stance?
Apparently, I'll still buy them.
Right.
So, or for Cybertron has like 40 of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Lamborghini mold is at least a dozen of those.
Yeah. Then you got like Trailbreaker. He's got 3 or 4. Grapple's got 3 or 4. But I mean, it goes all the way back to the G1 too.
Yep.
Yeah. Ratchet and Ironhide are the same thing. A couple of the cars are too. The Seekers are all the same, more or less.
Yeah.
At least the 3 main ones.
So you don't mind when they're different characters, for sure.
Characters.
You're
I
like,
mean,
give
but
me
I
them
bought-
all.
I mean, I still have multiples of the same character that have been slightly repainted.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see half of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch. I mean, I don't really mind. It's kind of annoying, but like they could come out with something new.
Do you have a favorite example or a favorite set of characters that are the same thing but different colors?
One that I do like. Well, I mean, you got Optimus Prime and Nemesis Prime.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
But even like the Scourge and Toxitron, like Legacy ones are pretty cool.
Yep. Like seeing how extreme characters you can get out of one mold, how they can be so different.
They've done
Right.
that with Grimlock also. You get the G2
Here lately, yeah.
version.
G2, and there's a comic book version coming. There's a Shattered Glass version.
Yeah. Which I still need to get that one.
It gets kind of taxing when you're like on your 4th or 5th of buying the same gosh dang figure. Some people,
Yeah.
I know some collectors that definitely look at it like, I'm getting one of that mold.
Yeah.
Like,
Which
I just
usually
got to
am
pick.
okay with.
And it just sucks as a collector. The first version you get probably isn't the one you would have picked if you knew all 5 of them that were coming out in the next 3 years.
Sure.
But, like, that's how they get you, you know? Like, they know they're going to save the one you really want for the end.
But they usually, also, like, they find the problems and then fix them usually.
They do, and they listen to fans and fan feedback. Like you said, they put the heart on Roboto because they know they got a lot of grief for that, I'm sure. And
Well, I think that just came down to they made the mini comic version.
yeah.
I mean, if they weren't going to do a mini comic one, they wouldn't have.
When it's the
Done that.
same character over and over, like I usually just buy one. I don't really feel the need to buy the multiples occasionally, but
I just know that Starscream always comes out first. And where Starscream goes, there's at least 2 more coming no matter what. I'm getting a Thundercracker and a Skywarp all day, every day, no matter
for
what.
the mold. The
For
mold of
that,
them,
yep.
the
Same
jet
mold.
mold.
It's going to be a different, whatever it is, whatever version it is, whether it's a Cybertronian jet or whatever,
Sure.
it will be repainted at least 2 more times,
Right.
no matter what. Like if you see an Ironhide, you're getting a Ratchet, no matter what. Whoever comes first,
Starscream and Thrust.
you're getting the other one. Same with the Coneheads. They're just a very popular one for Transformers. Trying to think of outside our 2 toy lines.
I know. I was struggling. I was like, that's why I remembered the Final Faction stuff. I was like, oh yeah, all those are repaints.
There's other toys.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, all the Joes look the same, so I don't even know
Yeah.
how you tell they're
There, I
different
mean, there's
molds.
some that are like they for the Snow Patrol stuff.
Yeah,
They made them, all Arctic, and then
right. Take the same thing,
Same
repaint
thing.
them, or your basic character. And,
right, Because the Tiger Force stuff. That's all
a repaint.
That's all repaint of like stuff. The whole
Those
thing.
characters.
Yeah, the whole thing with Tiger Force was with the vehicles. The Joes like stole Cobra vehicles and then repainted them Joe color, like for Joe stuff. Like that was the whole like history behind that. Is like they just stole their vehicles and then repainted them for themselves.
Isn't like Godzilla just the same toy over and over again?
I think so.
Oh man, Brian Clark is just gonna fucking come unglued. Star Wars, probably, a lot of repaints there. They're always repainting Star Wars shit with those.
I mean, like Darth
Clone
Vader's are
Trooper.
there.
Yeah.
Clone Troopers, yeah.
It's always a new version. Yeah, repaints. Do you love them? Do you hate them?
Yeah. Both.
That's true.
Love and hate them. It's a love-hate relationship, I think.
For real. All right, let's take a quick break. We're going to tell you all about our podcast network, the PFPN. That stands for the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, a place you should visit while you're doing all them other surfing the interwebs. If you go to www.thepfpn.com, you can see our network and all the other cool shows there. This nice lady's going to tell you all about it.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.
Yo, Elgin.
Yo, Jason.
It's time to take us on a store tour.
All right, today's store is called Yo Joe Depot. I'm sure they say that as soon as you enter the store.
Right.
It's like,
that's
welcome
like-
to Yo Joe Depot. They should. It's at 21 North Park Avenue in Hohenwald, Tennessee. It's about an hour and a half southwest of Nashville, if you're in Nashville, and about 9 hours and 13 minutes from Ottumwa, if you wanted if you wanted to drive there.
Let's gas it up. Bang.
Yeah. It has a bunch of Motu, G.I. Joe, Transformers, Star Wars, Marvel, DC, and much more. And did you know that Hohenwald, Tennessee, is the home of the Elephant Sanctuary? It's a nonprofit organization that provides a home for retired elephants from zoos and circuses. I believe they have 2,700 acres, and it's not open to the public, but it is there for.
I thought you were going to say 2,700 elephants. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's a lot of freaking elephants.
Yeah. I think they said that at one point they had up to about 32 elephants. They have both Asian and African elephants there. They have heated barns and everything, but it's basically for elephants that have been mistreated and retired from zoos and circuses around, and they have a place to stay to live out the rest of their lives. So that's at Hohenwald, Tennessee. But the store Yo Joe Depot is found at 21 North Park Avenue in Hohenwald, Tennessee.
All right, let's hear from you guys. Here's Spooty with Talking Toys.
Hi.
Hi.
Got a few here. Get it where I can actually see it. Oh, but which one to start with? I should have read the names. I didn't read the names before this. No Soyo 6961 says it's always good to have options. I might not like the original one deco, but a repaint better.
It's true.
And then shake hand emoji. I don't know. That's what's there.
Okay.
Carnivius
Scotty.
Is that Scotty?
Yep.
I hate that barricade. Yeah, who I just got out. That guy. He's such a cool Bayverse bot, and I don't think that's the one that he was talking about.
Bayverse, yeah.
Bayverse bot, and they had a really great G1-ified version of this TLK from the Evergreen line. I don't know what he's talking about.
The last night.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
For the Evergreen line?
Well, the main movie line probably.
Okay. They could have used for Siege, but instead they simply repainted the Datsun mold. Blech. Come back.
It was a Datsun
Yeah.
vehicle.
And Seekers, ...
Yep.
Hasbro loves an excuse to release any Seeker mold into all sorts of colors. Not just the main 3, 6 if you include the cone heads, but they need unique wings. And black versions of Optimus called Nemesis Prime or Scourge. Blech.
Yeah.
Willis Wheeler says, it all depends on the toy. And he is
Well, yeah, Willis.
a rising contributor.
Oh.
It's true. It does depend on the toy, I guess.
Mr. Bob Dabalina. I
Boom.
I always thought that was a made-up name.
No, that's really.
Yeah, I know. It seems made up.
Is it? But is it? I mean, maybe it still is.
I mean, who's named Bob anymore?
Right.
Yeah.
Bob.
I'm fine with them when it's using one mold for another established character. I don't like it when they use the mold to make the new character via repaint.
Oh, the opposite of
Yeah.
your stance.
Yeah.
Patrick Stralco. Look at the letters, didn't see them.
Yes.
Says, I think they serve a purpose. The Seekers were all designed the same. Reuse helps the company save money to make more toys. I think they're getting enough money.
I don't think they have enough money.
Profits are
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. They actually are down.
David Scott King, a level 1 contributor. To whichever I don't even know.
Bandit Toys Group.
Yeah.
When the characters look alike, such as Sideswipe and Sunstreaker, or Seekers, then it makes perfect sense. But at times it just seems like a bit of cash grab to reuse a mold, like the Siege Ironhide mold.
Get that cash.
And that's it.
That is it.
That
Thank
is
you,
it.
guys and
I thought there
gals.
was one more, but
That's
there's not.
awesome. There might be. We'll just say they did it too late. Cool. Very cool. Thank you guys for commenting. That's great to hear. And if you're, listening to this later, leave us a comment on what you think about repaints. We'd love to know.
Yeah.
Definitely get back to you about that. But before we go today, we definitely want to say thanks for listening. And if you want to help support the show, you can do that. Tell a friend, subscribe on all the places. But the thing we love the most is when you go over to Apple Podcasts, you leave a 5-star review. Or if you just
5 stars is good.
5 stars. We love 5 stars.
Better than 4 stars,
That's
for sure.
Yeah, that's true. But one of the cool perks over on Patreon that you can sign up for is you get your name read on the show, like these fine people, except Tony Miller, and then these fine people: Chris Turnip Simmons,
Tony Miller.
Peter Glinsman, Alex LaForest, comedian Bill Fisher, Michelle Puzzulo. All right, yeah,
Sweet.
sounds good. Who's making the hot dogs today?
Not it.
Not it. Oh, we're at Spoody's. You should.
You better have relish.
Thank you guys so much
Mustard.
That's all I have.
for watching. I don't hear it. I don't know what happened. Okay, there it goes. Thanks for watching and listening. Oh my gosh. Talk to you guys later. See ya. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Toodaloo.
Thank you for listening to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. But not so fast, my foul fiends. Don't forget to follow these fools on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And visit cracktasticplastic.com. I'll be back.